I don't know why it has that. Yo, 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 yo. Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing? We are on episode 2 of the Mental Health Matters podcast. It's your boy Tetsu, and we have Wifey right here with us again.
Morning.
Special guest number 2. We're going to be discussing something that I feel like everybody kind of suffers with every day. It's kind of a universal obstacle that we all face. And it's called manifesting your motivation, manifesting just positive things in life, and just how do you guys do it. A lot of people like to manifesting, are good at it. Some people struggle with it, and everyone has different forms and ways that they do it for themselves. And me and Wifey have two different types of, like, I guess you could say, career backgrounds right now that we can manifest these things. So we wanted to talk about how she does it, how I do it, and if anybody in the chat, if they do it, just kind of going over that. So I guess the first thing is, I want you to kind of kick it off, because this was something you've been bringing into and just sharing, what made you go down this path to like learning about what this is, and how did you apply it for you?
I don't know actually. I feel like and well, thinking about it, I feel like it started when I started to like plants, honestly. Which I think those two things go hand in hand, because with plants and any kind of living things, nature and stuff like that, it grounds you.
Mm-hmm.
So it just naturally, I guess, came after that. So, but I would start seeing videos on Facebook or on, other platforms and things like that that would say, you know, like success things, where if you want success or you want money in your bank account or you want blah, 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 like it has all of those. That's when it started talking about manifesting and things like that. But it goes back to like energy and things. So manifesting is just putting it out into the universe and kind of almost expecting it. Like, you have to feel like you have these things already for it to become. Like, it's kind of backwards almost. So like, if you and this is what I tell the kids. So with the universe, anything you tell the universe, you're correct. So if you say I'm having a bad day, or I'm having, this day sucks, or my back is killing me, or I wish I had more money, like the universe is going to agree with you. Yes, yes. Like, yeah, of course you want more money. Yeah, of course you want success. Yes, of course you want, to be happy today. So what you want to tell the universe is, I am happy. I am successful. I have money in my bank account. And the universe is like, yeah, you do have all of those things. So that's basically what manifesting is. No, well,
It's just like, boom, $1
one
million.
of the things that I've been like, no, one of the things I've really been manifesting on, which sounds like crazy, is I have more money in my bank account than I could possibly spend, which is like, what the heck? How are you going to do that? Win the lottery? So I was doing that for like a few weeks, right? Like over and over, like I have more money in my bank account than I could possibly spend. Like there's just so much money in there that we don't even know what to do with it. And I started to doubt myself a little bit, because, that's not like super realistic. And then, that's when I got this job opportunity. So I was like, so maybe we will have more money in our bank account pretty soon. So it's just things like that. But it's, I mostly do it like when I go to sleep, when I start to go to sleep, because that's when you're in between like your conscious and subconscious mind. And that's when you can touch into like that realm of manifesting the best. So
yeah, and there's different ways and there's different tactics, different tools.
And I try to do it like use daily. Yeah. Also, like I'm constantly, talking to myself, which sounds crazy, but you have to. Like, I'm constantly like resetting, especially at work I have a sales job. So if I'm doing something or I'm not getting my sales and things like that, I have to reset. So I have to like take a second, and I'm just like, okay, that call was just one call. I'm closer to a yes. Like anytime I get a no, I'm closer to a yes. So I have to like reset, and I'm like, all right, next call is going to be a one call close, which is, I talk to the person and I sell them within that first call. So
exactly.
And a lot of times it works. So
no,
or I'll be
100%.
like, or the nights before and the days before, I'll say like, tomorrow I'm going to get items. Like that's what we call our sales at work. I'm going to get items. It's going to be a good day. I'm going to get one call closes. Like, things like that. And even when I start to doubt myself a little bit, it happens. And then I'm like, all right, cool. So this is working.
Right. Good morning, Lumina. Good morning, Thornfern. Everybody's pulling up. Yo, thank you guys. What's goody? What's goody, Lumina? Thank you for the heart me. Yeah, it's just a matter of like everybody does it differently. Like some people you got to speak to yourself. Some people you got to like for me it's like it's just I have to envision it. I have to envision this is gonna happen because then like I'm a planner. So the best way for me to manifest things is I set a goal. I'm like I needed this to happen by this time. Like what we've been doing this month with everything is like yo on TikTok. I'm like I'm going to hit this many followers this month because we're just going to stay consistent. It started off with, I'm just going to stream every day. I'm going to be consistent with my schedule. I may not be able to be on at 7 o'clock in the morning every day because we all know my limitations, but I'm going to go live regardless if it's for 5 hours or if it's for 1. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do that. Like I set goals and then I set a blueprint for how I'm going to reach my goals. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, if you can set realistic blueprints, you can almost set unrealistic goals. Because the goal at the end is supposed to be big and not easy to obtain. That's why the blueprint is supposed to help you get there. So it's like you can set a goal, like everyone's like, oh, set a realistic goal. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying being like, oh, set a goal that like I'm gonna be the president of the United States. Like, I don't even have a desire for that. But I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for my community. We're gonna build a strong knit community. We're gonna build stuff that takes time. I say it's better instead of talking about realistic goals, build a goal that takes time and then build yourself a blueprint that includes small victories to motivate you to keep going towards your goal. You know what I mean? Like it's one thing. And it's like, I feel like manifesting and all that stuff is a good stepping stone to start you, to motivate you. Because I know a lot of this world, especially this generation, man, they just lack the motivation. Mm. You know what I mean? And we're talking about manifesting and motivating yourself and all this other stuff. So if you guys are here and you guys have any tactics or tools or questions in chat, you guys feel free to ask and share in here, and we'll definitely elaborate that. But that's what I do.
Goals I set high. We set really high goals because if you fall short of a really high goal, you're still doing well. If you set a goal and you fall short of, what you needed, for us, it's numbers that we need per month. So if we set ourselves for that number that we need to hit that goal, that's like almost mandatory to hit. Then, and we fall short, then, we're out of luck. But if we set it way higher or like, double the goal, then if we hit 75% of that higher goal, then we did better than our mandatory goal, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what we usually do too. And I do that for myself as well. And then we break it down by day. So like we know what we want to hit by the end of the month, and then we break it down by day so it doesn't seem so intimidating, because it can be sometimes.
Yeah, and the thing is, to be honest, this is me just trying to motivate you guys, is your goal kind of has to be a little intimidating.
Yeah.
It has to be, I feel, because if it's too... Yeah, because if it's too comfortable, if it's too easy to obtain, it's easy for you to fall off because you'd be like, I know I could do that anyways. Mm-hmm. You gotta set a goal that you're gonna have to work towards, because you're like, now you put yourself in a position when you're like, yo, if I slack on this, I'm not gonna hit this goal. Mm-hmm. So you gotta like, I always set goals that require me to work. Like for me, I have insomnia. You know what I'm saying? So like being up at 7 a.m. every day on TikTok, let alone, is not easy because it's hard for me to sleep at night. But I'm like, the earlier I can keep forcing myself to get up to do this, and not just getting up to get the baby and just chilling, because then I'm just gonna go back to sleep. But like getting up in the morning,
take a nap with her.
Yeah, I'll take a nap with her. Like, but if I can get up in the morning and get it popping and do what I got to do, then all of a sudden, now I've done enough productive things during the day. And then I just try to keep myself busy, because if I don't, what am I going to do? I'm going to come upstairs, I'm going to take a nap with the baby because I'm tired. Mm-hmm. But if I keep doing that and I keep doing that and I keep myself productive, keep myself busy doing something, then the next thing you know, when it starts to hit 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, I'm starting to get tired. And that's like, I'm trying to gear myself and reposition myself to falling asleep earlier to battle that insomnia. I'm still working on it, but it's just like, I can't just say like I've never been able to do that, what you do when you just like I'm going to get better sleep, or I'm going to get this. Like,
But
I got to set goals.
It goes throughout the day also. Like
Yeah.
when you're telling yourself, I have insomnia, I can't sleep, I can't sleep, I can't sleep, I can't sleep. And then it's time to go to sleep. Your body's like, well, you said we can't sleep, so now we can't sleep.
Yeah.
So it's like, it has to be an ongoing thing too.
Yeah. It's just like, it's not just like even with those big things, because some stuff that's diagnosed is hard to just be like, oh, I can manifest something to get better, because then people can't do it.
Time.
So it's like, but you know, there's just, I feel like it's for goals and mindsets and just being productive in this world and being productive in your life. It's really hard to sit there and, you know, always be positive. You know, we deal with this on.
It's easier said than done.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like to wake up and go to sleep the entire day tie out like positive and never like you know, sidestepping on a negative like tip or anything like that. That's not realistic. You know what I mean? Well, you're gonna face negative like things in your life, whether it comes from the outside or within, and self-motivation is gonna make you stronger to battle it. What were you gonna say?
That's the book that you got me, the what is it, positive, I can never remember the title of it. It's like a positive mindset book that you got.
Yeah.
So, and it says, because I naturally have a negative mindset, so I have to like consciously and constantly like have those positive thoughts on purpose, because I'll just naturally go into a negative state of mind always. So what I do, especially with this book, I finished it, by the way, and I haven't started the second one yet.
You finished that book that you just got?
No, the positive mindset one that you got me.
Oh, okay. I was like, because I got confused from talking about the ones that I was like, we just got you a book like 2 days ago. I was like on
chapter 2 yesterday.
Yeah. Yo, real quick, Rican, thank you so much for the finger me gift. The finger like little thingy. No, not finger me. Finger heart. There's a heart me and a finger heart. I got them mixed up. Okay, that sounded horrible. You know what I'm saying? My bad. See, finger heart and then heart me. I read them both together in the worst combination. I sincerely apologize.
Hilarious.
It's officially an adult only stream now. Oh my god. Nah, I'm just kidding. My Thorn friend, thank you for the rose. Yo, Remix said was goody guys and protect your peace. Mellow, appreciate you guys. How you guys doing? Continue. I'm sorry.
No, that book. So since I have a natural negative mindset, basically what the book said, like from what I took from it anyway, like the most important keys is it's okay to have negative thoughts. One, you have to be mindful. You have to know how you think. So like, because I know that I have a negative mindset, now I'm aware that when those thoughts come up, that I can readjust. And and it's not that we want to suppress any of these feelings, and that's like what a lot of people think. They're like, oh no, I can't think negative, like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be a bad day because I woke up thinking negatively. Like, you think of something negative, you acknowledge it, and then one good thing that they said you can start doing is every one negative thought, you think of 3 positive. So it kind of like, it doesn't tell you to stop thinking negatively. It just wants you to navigate to a more positive mindset, which I thought was really cool, because that's always what I tried to do, is just suppress it. Like, no, don't think like that. Don't think like that. But that's not, we shouldn't do that to ourselves. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a very valid point, because a lot of these, like, you hear like psychiatrists, and I'm about to like discredit them, but I'm not. That's not my intent. It's just my mindset, guys. Everything that we're speaking is opinion based. It's not like we're discrediting anybody, but just had to give that disclaimer before some psychiatrist comes at me like, you lying SOB. Like, no, it's basically, a lot of people, motivational talkers, psychiatrists, all these people, like, you can't have a negative mindset because it's gonna whatever. The yes and no. You can't. I think it's the verbiage. You can't stay in a negative mindset.
Right.
It's okay to have a negative mindset. You know what I'm saying? Oh, did we just get a subscription? Dude, nice. Thank you so much, Bird's Eye Gaming. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's dope. That's the first time I got a subscription in the middle of this, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You can't stay in a negative mindset, okay? The reason why I'm telling you guys this is because you can't, if you stay in a negative mindset, that's how it's going to be really harder to like, you're digging a deeper hole. But if you think that you can't have one, when you do have that mindset, you're going to fixate on it because you're going to be more worried that you have it. You're going to be like, oh my God, it's like almost a panic mode. Like, oh my God, like I'm negative. oh, I'm not supposed to be negative. Oh no, the rest of my day's ruined. And now you're manifesting that and giving it way more strength than it needs to have. Once you have a negative mindset, acknowledge it. Like wifey was just saying, like, oh, guess I woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. Ups, I gotta fix that. And like, and then
gratitude.
Like that's what we tell everybody. Helps. Like making somebody else smile too. Like, oh my gosh, that's why. Like for me, I love doing it with streaming. That's why like I don't focus on sweaty gameplay, because every time we try to sweat, it doesn't matter what game. Before I even streamed on TikTok, before we were on Pokemon Unite, which I'm like, I think it's the funniest thing that we're on that right now. And Facebook, I got dogged for it, and I never played it again because I was just like, there's no point, I'm just getting trolled. And now we doing it here, and I think that's the funniest thing. But basically, it doesn't matter what game we've played. Whenever I get competitive, somebody always gets negative. Even me, I could be like, oh man, like, ugh, like, yeah, it's not like but I'm saying somebody. It's either I'm the one that gets negative to the point where I'm getting stressed out because I want to win, or somebody else on my team gets like that. And then what happens? After a while, you have some winning streaks, you get super hype, and then you start losing too. We're not all the best. Someone's always going to get you, regardless if it's because they're better than you or they cheated or whatever you want to, hackers and all these terminologies that we have for why someone beat you besides get better. You know what I mean? And eventually it gets to the point where fingers start getting pointed, blame starts happening, and all of a sudden it just becomes a negative fest that just starts a tornado of negativity because everybody's pointing at somebody else, and that energy is just cycling around, and just getting worse and worse and building that turbulence. And now all of a sudden something that was supposed to provide you entertainment or an escape from the negatives of reality is now adding to it. You know what I mean? So you got to be able to, like, that's why, like, on here I focus on making people laugh. I focus on giving you guys a healthy, positive, community that makes it fun for gaming again. Because I know a lot of people, gaming isn't the same as it used to be back when we were all playing Halo on the Xbox and you had to come to my house if you wanted to play together. It's not the same. You know what I mean? And it's just, it gave people a lot of freedom to feel like they could just become very negative. And it's crazy, bro. The online stuff and just people's online personas are totally different than what you meet them in real life. So I know I'm spieling on it, but like, this is just a huge thing that I see on it, man. Like, there's so much negativity that pops up. And this is the reason I'm speaking on it, is because that's negativity that if you're there, even if you're not accepting it, it's still around you. And some of it's going to get into you. You might feel a little irritated. You may not be fully angry at it, but it's going to seep into you. We're beings of energy. We absorb that. We were just talking about that in that video.
That's really cool too. Yeah. Because that's one thing that I think is really cool about, because that also goes hand in hand, like with the energy things and the manifesting, because your words are powerful. When you're speaking them, it's not just you saying something that doesn't mean anything. Like I said, you're speaking it into the universe, but you're also, like you said, we're beings of energy. So when you have those people, that's why, like, and everybody has had to have experienced this, when everybody's like hanging out and somebody walks in the room and everybody has had to have experienced this, when everybody's like hanging out and somebody walks in the room and either everybody gets like excited or like the whole mood changes, like everything is great, like that person has a high frequency, they have high energy, and everybody in the room can feel that. Or vice versa, when somebody walks in the room and it's just like everyone's awkward, like, oh, and we're like, what in the heck? Yeah, because
someone get them a Snickers,
because they have low frequency and everybody can feel that. So and that's what's really cool that I've been like experiencing, also being more aware of those kinds of things. I can feel that now, but now that I can feel it when other people are around, I can also negate that. Like, I can block some of those energies out, and again, it's with your thoughts and with your words and with your energy from within. Like, you have to be able to block that out, because I don't want that energy around me. So it's like, I want my type of energy. I want that like upbeat, high frequency, because I don't want to be brought down, and I don't want to bring anybody else down. So it's like the same thing. Like, I want to bring them up.
Exactly.
And we kind of talked about that last week too,
kind of like with that's like that kind of like coincides with the whole social battery thing that we were talking about before. It's like knowing when to expend your energy, when to preserve it, when to charge up somebody else. You know what I'm saying? When to recharge yourself.
And it's cool.
It goes hand in hand. And crazy because it's a battery, and batteries is energy. Like,
Yeah.
we're literally walking flesh batteries.
Ew,
Like, that's just
so
what
weird.
it is. I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, but like, it just also reminds me of that, I don't know, have you ever seen an experiment that people have shared with the water, and you have water and it's full,
That's what I told you.
and then but you pour, but it's like a thing,
Oh,
like, if
no,
you
no,
keep,
no.
if you
That's something
constantly
else.
keep pouring, like, let's say you have a cup, you're the vessel, right? And pure water, that's your positive energy, right? And then you have anything you could just use to discolor it. You guys can practice this at home too. Maybe we'll do a video showing this, but
Dirt.
basically,
I've seen it with dirt.
anything that will pollute the water, anything that will change the purity of that water, right? If that water stays still, because you're not constantly flowing, you want your water to be like a fountain that consistently is moving, right? Because if it becomes stagnant, if it becomes stale, if it doesn't move or whatever like that, it'll form its own muck. But if you got everything else from the world just throwing dirt into your water, right? If you keep flowing water into your the positive water energy into your vessel, it's gonna clean itself out. So like, when you're out in an area, like, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm gonna use yesterday as a prime example. We went on
What happened yesterday?
a double date. You were there. We went on a double date. Shout out to Jeremy and Sarah.
Yeah.
Right. I'm still trying to get good with names. We went on a double date with them. We met them at Costco. Right. And we go to Costco and we're just trying to get food without spending OD bread. We ran into them a few times and we're like, we like the vibes. Eventually we're gonna, exchange numbers and maybe trying to hang out because we want friends. Right. So we did it. We offered it. They were like, oh yeah. And then we linked up. Everything was cool. We finally got together outside of Costco for the first time yesterday. We went out to this spot in Duluth. It was super duper fun. But what I noticed with them was the moment you walk into that room, they are radiating energy.
Yeah.
And it was a positive energy the entire time.
You went so fast through that story. This is their energy is the reason why we even exchanged numbers with them. Because
you could elaborate on that. I was trying to explain one part of it.
Because when we first met them, we were like, we met them and we talked for a little bit. That's just what people do out in this, old people maybe.
Yeah.
But we talked to them for a little bit and then we're like, we parted ways. Oh, okay, have a good day. And we walked away and we're like, dang, we probably should have got their numbers. Like, they seemed really cool.
Well, and because the way we met was hilarious.
Yeah.
Because I saw the dude. I forgot what happened. No, me and wifey were talking. We were having a conversation about something that we were a snack. Yeah. And then he commented because he's
outgoing.
Very outgoing, very social, you know what I'm saying, which isn't a bad thing, you know what I mean? But he commented on our conversation. And at first, I'm from New York. So at first we said, I looked at him like, yo, who's talking to you, bro? But he looked like somebody I knew. Like, exact spitting image of a friend that I knew from New York.
And what did you say?
And I was like, yo, I know you. And he was like, no, you don't. I was like, bro, I know you. And I think I said his name. I think I said John, because I know a dude named John that looked just like him. And he was like, that's not me. And I was like,
nope.
I was like, I've never been this embarrassed in my life. And I just looked at him like,
we started cracking up and like talking to them for a little bit. Yeah. And then that's when we were like walked away and we are like, dang, we probably should have got their number. And we're like, it's fine. We see people, we talk to them and we go our separate ways all the time. Then a few weeks later, we saw them again and we're like, oh, hey, we're like, we know you now. Ha ha ha. Like, talking again. We talked for a little bit, walked away again. And we're like, dang, we should have got their numbers that time. And so we made a deal. We're like, you know what? We will, if we see them a third time, because that's weird. Like, how many times do you see the same people at Costco? We never see anybody as often as we go. We never see anybody again. So we're like, if we see them the third time, we'll get their number for sure. And then like months go by, and on the luckiest day of this year, on specifically 8/8/2024 of this year only, was the Lionsgate, and it was the luckiest day of the year, and that's when we ran into them again. So we were like, it was meant to be. We have to get their numbers now. Yeah.
It was very weird how like all that went together, but like it was dope. You know what I'm saying? So we're like, and we told them when we met, they saw us, we're like, yo. And then we told them like, yo, we told ourselves if we did this, we were going to like, exchange numbers with you guys, And then they thought that was cool and they were willing and they were like, yeah, let's do it. So we finally linked up. We're like, yo, all right, we're going to link up. We don't want to just be like, hey, let's chop it up in Costco and make everybody feel weird because we're the only people that are smiling.
I know. And we're like super loud in there and stuff too.
So we were like, let's go somewhere else and have fun, right? So when we went to the spot yesterday that we went a little double date and we went linked up with them. They were like, we walked in and they were right there loud. And it's not a bad thing. they're just energetic and they're loud. So they saw us, they're like, yo, we're like, all right, cool. Instant welcoming, but instant positive energy we felt. And it was nice. You know what I'm saying? We went in there and then we started talking. We had a great time. But we noticed when we came over, like we noticed, like, yo, every time we had a brief moment of like us stop talking, how silent it was in the room, right? But everybody around us, nobody was smiling.
They were all
and
looking
they were
at
all
us,
looking at us like, why are you so happy? I was like, sorry that we can't smile and be happy and be, you know what I'm saying, in the presence of good company. Like, you know, not my fault you walked in here depressed. I'm supposed to be depressed too. Like, society just walks around instantly depressed, and it's like, I don't want to be that way. You know what I mean? So we like linked up with them, but that was a perfect example of, because then instead of us engaging and feeding into that, like looking at them back, like, what you looking at? You know what I'm saying? It was like, I just ignored it, right? But I noticed it, but I ignored it. And I kept focusing my attention on the positive energy at hand, right? And that's like what the example that we were given before was the negative energy. This world was throwing negative people at us.
Yeah.
And we just kept refilling with the positive energy from each other. And the next thing you know, nothing bothered us. You know what I'm saying? And it's one thing to be aware of your surroundings. It's one thing to notice like immediate threats and stuff like that. Like, I'm always going to have my guard up when it comes to that to protect. But it's like, you don't have to focus on negative stuff around you. If someone just walking around and just moody and gloomy, that's their choice. That's their prerogative. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to let it affect me. And we did that. We went to a few spots, and there was just a lot of there was so many people. It's crazy because it was like what you talked about. It was a lot of people when we first got there. But the moment we walked outside, it was crazy.
That is
packed.
A good way.
Like crazy packed. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, this is like what you've been telling me for the last few months.
That's a good way to know when you have a higher frequency. Like, there are a few different ways that you can tell just by like when you're out and things like that.
Yeah.
One, it's like what I had said before, when you go into a room and everybody is just like immediately in a better mood. Which that one you can't always tell because you can't tell what people are thinking unless they say so. But the other one is when you go somewhere and it's kind of like, you know, a few people here and there, or it's completely empty. And then as soon as you show up, just a ton of people come in. Like, you know, restaurants fill up or whatever it may be, grocery stores, things like that. And then I have to think of what the other ones are. There's a couple more that you can.
It was like talking about like if butterflies come to you, if dogs and children look at you and all this other stuff, they see your energy and everything like that. I remember that video.
Kids. Which is funny because they've always looked at me, and I thought my mom was like, oh, they're looking at you because you're beautiful. And I'm like, they're babies. I'm like, how do they know anything?
Hey man, pretty man.
But yeah, no, kids always look at me and I'm like, what's up, kid?
She's like, what do you want, you little brat? You're like,
no, they do. They always stare. I just figured it's because I had big hair or something.
I mean, I think, and it's valid though, but it's just cool because the entire time we were walking around, I was like, I was aware of the surroundings, but I was like, I didn't care. Like, it was just like we were focusing on just having fun, having a good time. And I don't know if you noticed it, but when we went to the bar and we sat down at that bar, that dude he had cocky face. Like, he did not like his job. He came in there and he was like, and when we first talked to him, he was like, we were like, hey, yo, this is a brewery, do your own brewery? He's like, I mean, yeah, that's what we advertise. Or what do you want?
Yeah,
and I was like, well, what do you have? He's like, well, what do you want?
We were like, you make everything here, right? And he was like, well, yeah, we make everything in the back, but these are for show. Because they had really big, what do they call it?
They're, damn it, I can't remember.
I don't know, they're like
the fermenters and stuff like that.
Yeah, but they're like really big.
It looks like giant taps, too.
It was cool.
But like, they were rose gold. They look really nice. He was like, oh, fancy schmancy. You just out here pouring straight from the joint, right? And he was like, no, it's not what we're doing. It's not for show. The whole time he was walking like he was holding a poop. And it was like, we were like, yeah, this guy might be a jerk face. But we were like, I'm not going to feed it. So we got what we had to get, and we just sat there and talked. And then every time we would talk, I would look at that dude, and every time we was talking to him,
he got a little bit closer.
Bro, he would go to the other people that was like, that was stank face too, yuck mouth. And then he would come to us, and he kept coming to us. And then by the end of it, he was smiling and a completely different person. And it was like, that's what we mean by like, you gotta be positive, because God knows that dude could have had a rough day. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He could have had a rough day, and like, I kept giving him compliments too, but it made me feel good because it was like we came in here and he had a negative mindset. He had a negative energy, negative demeanor, And not because he's a bad person. He could have had a rough day at work. He could have just been busy. He could have been like, I'm ready to go home. Like, now we got these suckers coming to get a drink. I got to give them a drink. And of course, they're going to be. It doesn't matter. He could have been the earlier shift. You never know anybody's anybody's like world. You don't know. We live in the same world, but you never know somebody else's world.
Right.
It's crazy. It's like that. It's just crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I was going to say too, I like that analogy. So like when you have that, like your
positive
purity,
mental attitude. Yep.
When you have like your bubble, your energy that is clean, like how you said, and the world just throws things at you and mucks that up and gets it dirty. Mm-hmm. So I like that analogy because it's easier to pour in more positive than it is like you're gonna sit there forever trying to pick out every single little tiny negative thing, which is also kind of like what I was saying when you're trying to like don't think negative, or like, you know, all those kinds of things. Like you don't have to pick them out, just pour more positivity into it and it'll wash out on its own. Like everything falls into place when you do it that way.
The best way to do that, it is what it is. No, for real.
No, well, it is what it is because
no, that's a step one. It is what it is, and then you keep doing it.
Like, what do you say? You can whatever you
can't control what happens in the world, but you can control what you do and how you treat the others around you.
You have to focus on what you can control.
I gotta put that on a shirt
because I know, like, anxiety. A lot of people that have anxiety, not like diagnosed, but like sometimes when you get anxious, it's about something that you can't control. Like my mom, for example, she freaks out every single time she has to fly to come over here or to go home or anything like that. So she's always like freaking out, like we gotta get there on time, we gotta get there, whatever. And like she doesn't want to miss her flight or anything like that. Like, yeah, we can control the time we leave and stuff like that, but like I don't know. It's
if you're meant to make that flight, you're gonna make that flight.
Yeah, but if the flight is gonna be delayed or if it's gonna leave early, like it is that part, it is what it is. Like,
yeah, exactly. So the things you can't control in life, you have to be able to assess the situation and be like, yo, can I control this situation, good or bad? No, then it is what it is, right? And not like and it. People say that though sometimes in a negative, like depressed manner. I get it because I've done that, but it's like you have to acknowledge it as it is what it is, which means you're acknowledging that you don't have power over that. Right. And then, like Wifey was saying, then after that, you got to pour the positive into you. Because it's like, if I got two glasses, and I dump a handful of sesame seeds into each one, and I tell two different people, hey, you had to pick them out individually, and you got to just pour water in this one. The person that pours water is going to get the sesame seeds out 10 times faster than the person that's individually picking them all out. You can't nitpick what happens in your life. You can nitpick what you do in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, at that point do you want to spend, by the time you're done spending all of your energy trying to nitpick all of the negativity out of it, you're going to be exhausted and you're not going to have any more time to enjoy the positive things in your life.
Right.
But if you consistently focus on the positive, address the negative, and let it know it's not going to have any power over you, and go straight back into that positive lifestyle and keep being as positive as possible, it's going to be so much easier for you to be able to, at the end of the day, once you are tired, you're like, I'm tired, but I had a good day. I'm tired, but I had a good day.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Put your energy into the right places.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing too that helps us thrive is we're social people. Is you have to surround yourself with like-minded people that are going to uplift you, and you guys got to look out for each other, man. That's why I love doing what I do now. Like in the culinary field, I was a chef for 10 years, and it was super fun. I enjoyed it. It was very stressful though. It was a lot of, because you need to get stuff done now. It was just it was a very harsh environment because I didn't work in like fast food, and there's no disrespect to like fast food or wherever you work. You know what I mean? But I was a sous chef, executive sous chef. I was working at fine dining restaurants. I was working with celebrity chefs, and it's just there's a expectation, and there's the sense of urgency, you can't have like, they want to maintain their GOAT celebrity status, and they can't have people that aren't, quick on their feet and good. They want the best of the best to represent their brand. You know what I mean? Which is understandable I do my own, this is my business. You know what I mean?
Everybody should feel like that, honestly.
Exactly.
No matter what your
industry
is.
Having to match those expectations and knowing there's a lot of other people in the field, especially in New York City of all places, it was very stressful, but I had a lot of fun. It taught me a lot of great things, but I didn't have any time to invest positive mental with anybody else because I couldn't hang out with my peers. We were working 18 hours a day. At the end of that day, I'm exhausted. You know what I'm saying? So, but now coming into this, doing content creation, you know, it is what you put into it. Being able to build a community and focusing on building a community, and it being around the same positive mental that you have is has been a blessing for us, because every time we go on the stream, I'll end the stream, guys, I'll be tired because I'll be yapping for hours, but it's good. I walk away happy because I know that I had a good time. You guys all coming in for the positive energy, the positive mannerisms and everything like that, the words of encouragement. Y'all be gassing me sometimes, but I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I still, at the end of the day, it's like I appreciate the compliments, because it's better than somebody just coming in and be like, yo, look at that fat guy trying to stream. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But you guys come in and give so much, you know what I'm saying, support and positivity, and not just to me, but to like my wife, my children, everything. It's a whole web of positivity coming from you guys, and it does recharge me. So when I'm done, I may be tired, but I'm not.
You feel good.
I'm good. I feel good. I feel happy.
Efficient.
I come upstairs, I'm like, we got stuff done, and you all do a really good job of reminding me if I've made you smile, if I've made you happy, if I've made your day. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Being social and doing all these things is cool and stuff like that, but sometimes your battery just gets depleted. But being in stuff like this, it helps, having a community of people that care, and being around you. Everybody wants each other to be positive. We want to see each other grow. We want to see each other happy and succeed. Like, that's what you need, because you're going to constantly be getting recharged from people, and it's going to be nothing but positive. So then when we have those negative Nancys that come in and want to troll or do some stupid stuff or say something out of pocket, as a community, we can just flush that out like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then we're back to, you know what I'm saying, clear waters and stuff like that. So there's so many things that go into it, you know what I mean? And like, I mean, it's kind of like with you with work, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody's not doing their part, or not like doing everything, that gets stressful. But when you guys get your items or do your stuff like that, I heard, like, you know, supporting each other, congratulating each other, like that's another tactic too. You know what I'm saying? It's uplifting each other's victories, and as they're getting closer to their goals, congratulating them as they reach and get closer to their goals. You know what I mean? And you can't do that by yourself.
And we stay uplifting each other, like, come on, we got this, or like reminding each other of our goals and stuff like that, because we have an agency goal, and then we also have our individual goals. So, but yeah, every time we get a sale, it's like, yes. And then on to the next.
I know, right? They'd be like, yeah, but can you do it again? You'd be like, damn it, can I just celebrate this for 5 seconds?
No, we celebrate, and then, you know, get back on the phone.
Yeah, but that's for you guys. That's the sales mentality.
But that's it is a sales mentality, but that's the feeling. Good. Once you get those items, once you get that sale, it feels like so good. I'm like ready to keep going, it's so crazy to me. And I don't know, maybe everybody feels like this. I feel like it's backwards, but maybe it's not. Like, when I'm doing good and I'm selling and I'm getting a lot of things, like, I'm like, all right, I'm calling the next person. I'm like ready to go. I'm motivated, and I want to keep getting more. And when I'm not getting any, which is when you're supposed to do more and you're supposed to keep calling and you're supposed to keep going, that's when I'm like, I don't even want to do this anymore. I'm done. I'm like, what else can I do for work? I'm like, what else can I make this salary on? And which, no, sales is, if you don't know, sales is the highest paying job that you can have without any type of credentials. Like, it depends on what you're doing. I'm licensed, but like, you know, without having to go to school for 10 years or whatever.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of money in sales. But yeah, so
there's a lot of expectation.
Which
it's go.
Yeah,
but it's still fun.
And that happens. I like it. Like, of course, obviously, when you have good months, those are the best months. But it can get hard. It's very stressful.
But that's why this stuff helps. And
yeah,
that's like,
it's worth it.
I mean, like, you guys see behind, we got some wifey's got her plants.
It's a new plant.
Yeah, it's a new plant. You want to share your plant?
Yes.
If you guys have any questions too, guys, feel free to comment. And, you know what I'm saying, if you guys have any questions or anything, we're willing to, you know what I'm saying, chop it up with you guys too.
This is what helps one of my mental reliefs.
Mental recharges.
Plants. Actually, this is also a scientific thing too, and like a physical thing. If you like look at plants, you actually get happier. Like, your like the dopamines or whatever we were talking about before, like the it puts you in a better mood just to look at plants only.
Yeah. Lumina asked, what's it called?
It's called a Calathea Purple Rose, which I've never seen one ever in my entire life. And that was the only one at the place, so I was like, I have to get it. It was only like $22 or something like that.
It's funny too because it's
beautiful.
It's like when wifey feels like a little anxious or a little stressed out or a little worn out, or she needs to recharge. She's like, "You want to go look at plants?"
Yeah,
and it's so funny because for me, I'm like,
I won't
no.
get anything. I just want to go see what they have.
Yeah, for me, I'd be like, no, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just go do it. You know what I mean? Because like when I want to go look at funk,
what happens?
I like the colors.
When he goes,
I enjoy it.
He's like, oh, look at this one. Oh, look at that one. Look at this one.
Yeah, because they look
cool.
But like, what, do I want to buy it? No, but it's nice to look at. So I was like, I could see why this is a thing. There's no negative thoughts going into it. Because I'm not saying like I'm being negative. I sound like a douchebag now, but it's more like
the only negative.
That's not my thing. I'm just like, no, I don't really want to do it. But it's not like I'm not going to do it to support my wife. And that's why you got to support each other, because it's the same thing. Like when I'm like, hey babe, I want to go look at Funko Pops, and she'd be like. But she goes, and then what happens? She's like, "Oh, that one's so cute."
I tell you, let's go.
I tell you, let's go too. When you say it, but I know in your head you're like, "Damn it!" Like he's gonna look at these for 30 minutes at the same 5 and decide if he wants to buy one, and he's gonna say no.
Well, now because Funko Pops is like your collection, but now I have a mini collection myself.
And that's the thing though. But it's crazy too because I'm glad you said that. We do it together, right? And you eventually start to gravitate a little bit of you not gravitate, but you adopt. You adopt a little bit of your partner's taste. Mm-hmm. So like for wifey, she starts to get specific Funko Pop. She's not going to be as much of a collector as I am, but she's got a few. For me, at the end of the day, is like, I don't care for plants too much, but I'm like, it's not like I don't think they're pretty or I don't like them. Like I like those bromeliads. I think they look awesome, right? But I know I'm not going to take care of them. So I'm like, I'm not getting it. But then what eventually did I do? I was like, oh, succulents don't require that much of nothing. Let me get a succulent. But the reason why I'm getting is because I can grow them a little bit and then put them in my tank with my lizards.
So they can eat it.
No, they don't. They won't eat the succulents. They might eat the aloe, but they won't eat the succulents. You know what I'm saying? So I'll get that because I have 2 lizards and they're a desert biome type. And so I can get that and I can put them in there because I don't got to take care of them. You know what I mean? So I was like, I found a way to adopt a habit out of this one for plants. And I didn't think I would. You know what I mean? I'm not like, but then I look and I'm like, damn it. Now, every time we go to the plant store, I look at all the succulents. I'm like, look at that one. Look at that one. Like, now I sound like you.
Because there's like 50 million different kind of succulents. That's why.
Yeah, but they look cool. I like the design of them. They just don't look like your traditional plants. I like them.
But also, too, like, it's not just the plants. Like, yeah, they're house plants and things like that, but it's nature in general. So. Yeah,
exactly. He said, you guys sound just like us. LOL. Do I want to go? No. Will I to make you happy? Yes. LOL. Exactly. And that's what I do too. Like I'll tell wifey too. Like if I could tell she's stressed out, I'm like, you want to go get coffee and look at plants?
Heck yeah.
And she'd be like, oh, she gets all excited like our daughter would be like, yo, you want to watch Bluey? She'd be like, yes. Like she turned into a little kid. But it's dope. Like it's good because and when you focus on negativity, you really care about people. You know what's going to uplift them. And when you have people that are willing to do things that they don't care about, not because they don't care about you, but it's not their, I guess, their palette. You know what I'm saying? It's not my, mental uplifting palette for me to go do these things, but I know it is for you. And I know you're going through it. I'm aware that you need to recharge and I'm willing to help recharge. Mm-hmm. That's how you show love to people. Like, it's not just like people think love is just, I'm saying, like physical affection and just compliments and stuff is getting to learn your partner and knowing what makes them happy and knowing when they're not in the state that they should be in and how to be able to recharge language. Them. Yeah. That would be another good one we could talk about is love language because you had all those things that you talked about. We can also like do the quiz with each other. That'd be a good one. You guys want to do some love language one next time? We'll do that one. So, but
we'll take the quiz.
Yeah. But what about you guys, man? How do you guys motivate yourself? And what do you struggle with in meeting your journeys and your goals and stuff like that? Because we all set goals, but what is your biggest struggle? Sometimes it's the initial just starting it up. Sometimes it's like maintaining, and sometimes it's surviving that final stretch. Like, where do you guys feel like you guys need to work on?
Mine is keeping I think it's doubting myself.
That's
That's
a good
my
one, too.
biggest struggle. My biggest struggle is doubting myself, because like I said before, I manifest and I'm like, I will get this done, or I will get these goals, and I will be successful, and I will get a higher commission this month. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I say those things, but then the back of my mind and my subconscious is like, but will you? Or like, remember that one time when you didn't get that sale? Like, so, and that's when
You're your biggest obstacle.
that's when my mindset needs, like, I consciously have to be like, you know, we're not going to think about that. Yeah, we had a bad month last month, but this is a new month, and I kind of have to like redirect my thoughts and my mindset.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest struggle. Because even with starting this new job, I have a whole week off, and I'm like terrified that I'm going to like fall out of my zone. Like, I need to keep training and listening to calls and things like that, because I don't want to start this new job and not be what I told these guys I was going to be. So,
You know what you need to do to train? You need to do TikTok shop.
what is that?
It's where people are starting, which I might start doing, is like you buy stuff on TikTok and you make the advertisement videos for that product, and then you make a video
That's
advertising.
a different kind of sale.
It's not. It's selling.
No.
You said selling is selling.
No.
Selling is selling. We were at the restaurant. This
Selling
lady was
is
talking
selling,
about.
yes.
She was talking about some special. And she was like, she's selling. I was
Yes.
like, what are you talking about?
Selling is selling. Yeah, because
Bluey is amazing, by the way.
when I started reading Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone, and that's I'm only a couple chapters in because I was reading other stuff. But yeah, selling it is, everybody has that. Everybody, no matter what industry you're in, no matter what job, what position, if you're, what do you call it, entry level, or if you're CEO, you're selling something. And that's what the book is about so far. In the first couple chapters, he's like, a lot of people always say like, no, I don't have a personality for sales. I can never do sales. That's too hard, and all these other things. But everybody does it on a daily basis. Like, even like how you said, our waitress was there, and she was talking about specials, and she was talking about like, these are, you know, or come back on these days because this is the best. Like, you're selling us to come back. We haven't even eaten here yet. We didn't
even get our water.
We haven't
yet.
even ordered yet. Yeah, but you're selling us to
Mhm.
come back, and you're also selling your good service by giving us those recommendations and things like that. So
Word.
everybody's selling on a daily basis, whether you're getting commission for it or not.
Yep. And I saw this video. I can't remember who said it.
Even in your personal life too.
Yep. I can't remember who said it. That's kind of what I was about to go into. I can't remember. Dang it. It's a celebrity. I think it was.
Oh,
I
and
don't remember who it was.
promotions too. You're also like selling your boss that
Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
worthy of this promotion. Like, you're not just getting that just because.
And even
like,
just getting
you
a
have
job.
to convince and persuade and negotiate. That's what he was talking about too, how that needs to be taught in school, because it's a valuable lesson that everybody needs.
You need to be able to sell yourself in any situation. Friendships, you're selling, why am I a good friend worthy of your time?
Mm-hmm.
Relationships, why am I a good partner worthy of your
Yeah,
life?
he had that as an example.
You know what I'm saying?
too.
Like, all these things, you're selling yourself constantly to people. It sounds crazy, but like, you don't like sell yourself in
And
that
your
type of way,
commission
but it's
is
just a matter of like,
good relationship. Your commission is a good friendship. Your commission is
everything's a
the
transaction.
promotion. Yeah.
But it was I can't remember who said it. I'm trying to think so hard about it. I can't remember who said it, so my bad. But he was saying, you know, if you ever have doubt in anything you're doing, learn. Research. They said that, you know, confidence comes from knowledge, confidence comes from experience, confidence comes from expertise. And I was like, it's that dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's old dude from
Grant Cardone.
Nah. It's an actor. He's an actor. He plays old dude in Far Cry. I think it's like Juan Carlos, something like that. I forgot what his. He's dude. He's like the dude. He's dope. I like him a lot. His mindset. I've heard some of his interviews. Man, he's.
I know what you're talking about.
I know who he is.
Far Cry. What?
In Far Cry 5, the newest Far Cry, and all the stuff that I know him in, you haven't seen or played. So I didn't play Far Cry, but I seen the trailer, and he's the head dude.
I thought you were talking
Boys.
about that Hispanic guy from the other one. What's that video game that they made a show about?
Pedro. You talking about Pascal? From The Last of Us?
The Last of Us. Yeah.
Nah, he's hilarious.
Talking about.
He's hilarious. It was crazy how he went viral for eating a sandwich. I thought that was so freaking funny.
It wasn't just the sandwich; it was the sweater he was wearing. And
He ate it so weird, sophisticated. It was so funny.
He ate it like a mom.
But I can't remember the name of the dude. But he said that. He said, educate yourself. He was like, confidence comes from the power of knowing what you're talking about. And I was like, He was like, so if you're at work and you feel like you're not worthy of that promotion, it's because you need to learn more about it.
Yeah.
Research, learn about this craft. You want this promotion, learn what entails that promotion, because then you can go and be like, because I know that I'm qualified for this job because I know what it entails. And the more you know about something, the more confident you're going to be about it. Like, and I was like, I get that, because even when it comes to content creation, in the beginning, I had no confidence in what I was doing because I didn't know anything. But the more I'm learning, the more I'm experiencing, the more I'm doing.
Like 3 times.
Oh yeah, dude. Because I was like, I went in there with no knowledge and no teaching, nobody doing anything, and it was just like, what the hell? That dog is wilding, bro. We have a puppy, and she is so vocal, it's ridiculous. But
this is a reminder. Drink water, you dehydrated booger.
Yeah, it's our water reminder. It has to double itself because nobody hears it the first time. Everyone goes, huh? So, gotta drink water.
I need a straw.
You got it. Yeah, so I learned that, and I've practiced that. I saw it a long time ago, and I was like, that's valid. Like, if you're not 100% confident in your position and where you're at, whether it be a job, relationship, life, like if I'm worried that I'm not being a good husband or I'm not being a good father, I gotta learn what it means like to be a better husband, to be a better father. I gotta research that. I gotta do all these things.
Love languages.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. But with you, it helps because you have someone that's investing time into you and investing like what they want, and you have to take that time to learn. If you don't gain the experience, you don't gain the knowledge. And actually, he just came in here. Marcus, I just had shout out to Marcus. He wants to get he applied to be a mod. And when I talked to him about, I have an interview process for being a mod. Someone may think it's cringy, then don't be a mod. But he liked it. He liked the questions I was asking, but he was very honest in it. And he was saying that like, I've been a mod before, but I want to learn. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that intrigued me because it was like, okay, cool. You're honest. You didn't try to sell that you were ready for this position, but you sold that you want to be in this position because you want to grow from it. And that's also still something that even as an employer for real jobs, that they say, you want people that are willing to learn, and open to be trained. Those are the people that you can, at first when a job, it sounds manipulative because it's like you want someone that's going to work in the way you want them to work. But for me, it's like you want to grow. So I know that anything I throw your way, you're going to take it as a learning experience and you're going to tackle that challenge. And you're going to grow from it. And it's not going to be something I had to worry about. Now I'm like, now you know how to do this. You know how to do that. And it's like almost being, it sounds crazy. It's like almost like being a parent. You teach your kids things and because you want them to be able to walk away. Once they walk out of your house and they go live their life and they're fully an adult, you want them to walk away fully equipped with life to know how to operate, how to take care of themselves and how to thrive. The same thing like with these guys. People coming in here wanting to learn how to do certain things. And for me as a content creator that wasn't really no one really invested a lot of time and knowledge into me when I first started this. I actually got gatekept a lot. A lot of people was kind of like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And there he goes to the heart, me, my boy. But I had to learn it all myself. And it was very, very tiring, very discouraging. And I almost quit a few times because I was like, I don't want to do it. I didn't even want to do this.
It was day one because of technology.
Dude, day one, nothing worked.
He was trying
nothing worked.
Well, and then also nobody told you that like Discord... Or not Discord, you wouldn't be able to hear Xbox Party. Yeah, so like you started on the Xbox, you set everything up, and we're like, we can't hear you, like anybody that you're talking to. Which at first he was like, it's fine, we don't need that, whatever, as long as you hear me. But then it sounded weird because he was like talking to himself, and I mean there was only a couple people in chat, but
you.
But I was like, what are you talking about? Then you'd have to repeat the conversation because you can't hear the other people. So then we're like, okay, get a capture card. We're going to figure out how to get like Discord going and like all, because at first you were just like streaming off of the Xbox itself and like a laptop. And then, so when he got the capture card and tried to set everything up, oh my gosh. He was like YouTube video after YouTube video. He was getting pissed. I was like, and it was just relax. I was like, try it tomorrow. And he's like, simple. No, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to figure it out.
And that's like the tourist in me. I'm like determined. I was like,
and then he did 4 hours later.
Yeah. At that point for me, I was like, failure is not a freaking option. Like I got to figure it out. Yeah. So like I was stressing myself out, but like, honestly, for me, that's how I thrive because that's me in the restaurant industry. Figure it out or you're fired. You know what I mean? It was like, you got to figure it out. We're going to find someone else who could do it. You'd be like, oh, so I got to get it cracking. You know what I mean? And that's how I do it with everything. When I look at something, I'm like, failure is not an option. I don't stop. I'll stress myself out to the max.
Yeah.
And then I'll wild out. I'll get stressed. I'll be like, yo, I quit like 20 times, but I'm like, nah, I got this. But eventually I get it. You know what I mean? And that's one of my I forgot what they call a conflicting strength. That's what they called it. It's a conflicting strength because it's a strength, but it's a strength and weakness at the same time, but you do get growth from it. You know what I mean? And that was my thing. You know what I'm saying? So I did that with streaming. But like once I figured out what the problem is, it was so small. I was like, yo, did I really just wild out for 4 hours?
But you knew a couple of people that were just kind of like, yeah,
but there was like, I think I knew like 6 content creators.
You went into Twitch also, I think.
And I asked a few people.
And they're like, oh, you could figure it out. I had to do it myself. You can too.
Oh, dude, it was so rude, bro. I was like, dang, bro, like I'm not trying to come take your people and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, and then when I figured it out on Twitch, people were coming in and they're like, he don't even know what he's doing. Come follow me. I was like, yo, y'all are some, bro, it happened all the time. They was wilding on me, bro.
And there was like 5 people in chat because again,
and then some of them left. And it was when I first started. Some of them left. There was new people was coming in, and it was like, oh, okay, yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing. And they're like, yeah, this dude doesn't know what he's doing. Come over here, follow me. I play the same thing. And they left. I looked, and they were in their chat, and I was like, yo, it was so cutthroat. It was so messed up, right? And it made me mad. It made me feel insignificant as a content creator. I was like, I'm not trying to do it as a hobby. I'm trying to do it because I need to get this cracking. I'm trying to make this a legitimate business, right? Mm-hmm. So I wasn't going to give up. And now, 5 years later, we're still doing this. You know what I mean? And now I've learned so many things from myself, from certain peers now that have been learning things, that I've surrounded myself with other like-minded people that are trying to grow and aren't afraid to share your knowledge with other people, to the point where now people are coming and asking me questions. And I remember how that feels trying to start streaming. And there is certain things that you got to figure out when it comes to like how you're going to be in the stream. But like technology, that's not, you could figure it out. But if I can save you 3 hours of stress from a 5-minute conversation, why wouldn't I do that? And even if you don't even thank me, I help somebody avoid the conflicts and the stress that I went through. Right. I walk away from that with a clear conscience, knowing I helped somebody. And that's kind of like, that's what I was thinking about with Marcus when he was like, because he said that his end game eventually is he wants to do this. And I was like, yeah, then come through. Yeah, let's be a mod. I'll teach you a bit of everything then. But it's like, you have people that you have to be honest with yourself. And I respected that, because he could have came in here and BS me like, well, you've had that with your job. People BS and like they could do this, they could do that. And then at the end of the day, once it's time to be a mod, you don't know how to do jack. And I'm like, I thought you said you knew how to do A, B, C, and D. But he was real. He was like, I don't know how to do all these things. I know how to be in your chat. I know how to look out for people. I know how to I know the basics. He's like, but I want to learn more. Yeah. And it's like, I respected that. I love that answer. It was honest. And it was humble, and it was willing to grow and learn. And those are the people that you invest in. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was saying for all that stuff. Like, you just got to be able to, and then the more that you know and the more that you learn, the more that you experience, you're going to build that confidence and self-worth. And that kind of goes into like with your piece, like with this new job situation. You worked at one job and everything happens for a reason. The first job you were in was a slower pace, more relaxed, getting you to where you need to be. Then you got to the new job that was a little bit faster, but it wasn't ridiculously OD, but it was a lot. It was a big dynamic.
Faster. Yeah, it was a huge change.
Yeah, but it wasn't where you're gonna be now. You know what I mean? And it got to the point where, while I was talking about what confidence with you, because I remember when we first did it, she had her interview, she was nervous and she was like scared, and I was like, look, you've built up so much experience now. You've done so great. You've grown so much that you've got to the point where they're kind of not even interviewing you anymore. They're selling the job for you because you weren't even looking for work.
Right.
They wanted you. You know what I mean? And I was like, when you get to that point in any career, you get to that point in any moment in your life where people are trying to sell to you why you should be with them.
I didn't even send a resume.
No resume.
I didn't need to send a resume, because that's the thing. Like, I sent my numbers. So like, and that's in sales. That's all you need to see. You don't need to see where I've worked before. I mean, I've told him that I worked, for where I work for a good amount of years. But I sent him my numbers. That's all he needed to see. He was like, because in sales, that's it. You are judged by your performance. And if you don't have the numbers, you don't hit your goals, then you're probably not that great. You're probably mediocre is what he called it. He's like, if you're getting mediocre numbers and you're happy with that and you're a mediocre agent, then it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Like, you have
Angel Kitty, thank you so much for the heart me. Knack, what's goody?
That's why am, I think, a little bit more confident in going into this job because the agency that I'm going into now is a lot bigger, and there's a lot more agents, and they do things differently, and they expect a lot more out of their agents, which I'm totally fine with because
Yeah.
I was hitting those numbers at my other agency. But I look for knowledge in other places. I read sales books outside of work. I listen and watch videos and things like that, and I constantly train in and outside of work. And I feel like that's what makes the difference from a mediocre agent to a higher performing agent. So
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
I always seeking knowledge on sales. You can never learn enough.
Well, you know, you said it felt good too. Like when they were asking you stuff, and like the guy was talking to you, the first interview you had, he was selling a job to you to make you like, hey, you should work for me because of this.
That's what it
and
felt
that's
like.
that's 100% an interest in you. They want to recruit you, right? And then when you had the other interview, when those people were asking you questions like, why did you want this job? It felt nice to be like,
yeah, I was like, I didn't. I
didn't.
wasn't looking.
Yeah.
I was like, again, I wasn't looking. I had to say it like 3 times because they're like, well, why are you leaving? Like, because again, in sales, like when we get leads and things like that, at the agency that I was at before, I was the only salesperson, which is like, you know, that could be a dream for a lot of people because I'm getting all the leads. I'm getting everything that comes in. I'm getting that, which is great. But so they're wondering like, well, why are you trying to leave? You're the only agent. And there's going to be 8 of us, including you. Like, why would you want to do that? And I'm like, well, you guys asked, you guys are calling me. Like,
and
I wasn't looking for work.
It took the stress away because you knew what was going down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was like, okay, yeah. And like, I was proud of you because you worked so hard to get where you were, and you're stressing about all these things and stuff like that. But like, you don't realize how much you've grown from it until you get put into a situation like that where you realize, dang, I don't need Jack. Be like, I'm good. You know what I mean?
And again, it's the stepping stones. Cause like, if I would have got this opportunity that I have now going into this agency, if I would have got that, 2 agencies ago at the slower agency, I wouldn't have thought that I was capable of getting the numbers they were asking for.
And everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. So I would have turned it down. I would have been like, heck no, I can't do that.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to get fired. I'm not doing that.
Good morning, Hunter. Good morning, Nak. Sorry. Appreciate you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions, any comments, or anything you guys want to share really quick before we wrap it up? We're on the last little stretch of it really quick. Want to give you guys a chance to be able to share anything you guys got from the stream, anything you guys got from anything you guys want to share based off of the things we talked about, or anything like that. We want to give you guys a moment. I appreciate everybody being here. It's episode 2. We're gonna keep doing this every single week. Subscribers, the next few joints that we do, we're gonna give you guys a video, and you guys will be able to vote on the next topic you guys want us to talk about. And there's gonna be other times where we might be able to do talks like this.
We're gonna do love languages next week.
Yeah, next week we'll be doing love languages. We'll be talking about that.
That's exciting.
So,
I love that stuff.
And we have to decide it now, because if I don't, we won't decide until right now. So we gotta decide it. We're gonna decide it right, and I feel like it's dope because if we pick a topic right now, it's kind of segueing off of what we have. So it kind of gives people the knowledge to know, okay, next week is this. It gives you guys that kind of heads up. It gives us that time to prepare and everything like that. But this was 100% winged. I'm very happy with this. I think we had a very good conversation, talked about a lot of things. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this. I hope you guys are really enjoying this. We're not just trying to do this for like attention. We're not trying to do this for none of that craziness. We're really just trying to sit here and talk about stuff that, people don't really talk about all the time. And some people talk about it, but they just post a video about it for attention. We want to give you guys that live, raw, back, and just, you know what I'm saying? We're here for you guys to support you guys, share what we've learned. We don't know everything. We are not licensed therapists. We are not professionals in this craft. We are just professional humans. You know what I mean? That's all I could say is we experience things that you guys experience because professional humans. We're not a licensed therapist. We've just lived life. You know what I'm saying? We have experiences, and we don't have experiences. We can learn from you guys.
We're not even that old.
Yeah, I get called Unc every time I go live, and old man and old dudes making fun of my gray hair. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hey, look, it is what it is.
Oh, I thought you meant on camera. I was like, you can see it on camera.
Stream from yesterday. Yeah. So I'm like, but we don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? But we know, like I love what Graybeard says. Like I know a little bit of everything. We don't know that, but it's just like that the humble reality. It's like, it's humble confidence. It's, it's like, I don't know everything, but I know a little bit because I've seen this, that, and the other. But You know,
I feel
we're
like
willing to
we've
grow
been
for you
through
guys as well.
a good bit.
Been through a
Enough
lot.
to, yeah.
Separately and together, we've been through
I
a
was
lot.
gonna say, yeah.
It's crazy.
I had a normal childhood, I feel like.
Yeah. Zay, we're talking about love language. Y'all know I'm handsy. I'm handsy too. What? I don't know. What are you talking about, bro?
Physical touch.
Nah, we ain't gonna talk about all that love language. We're not talking about
We're
like
doing-
how to love languages are like how to make love to each
No,
other. It's
there's
like
5,
calm down, you little
there's 5
freakaleaks.
love languages. We'll take a test next week and see what our love languages are.
Yeah, we'll explain it. We'll do maybe a test the day before. I'll record it and go over all that stuff with you guys too. Like, wifey's really good about this stuff, and
I
it
love
gives
the
us
love
stuff to talk
languages.
about.
Yeah.
We're also thinking about maybe potentially doing some books with you guys that we'll start reading and talking about this. We'll be doing, yeah, like like some of the books that we've bought about positive mental health. We'll be sharing it, and maybe we could talk about some of the stuff we've gained from those books.
Yeah, there are a few things I actually like highlighted in that book and stuff like that too.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is good because like that's the other thing too. Like I noticed at work, like we'll do trainings and things like that, and I'm a note taker. I take a ton of notes. Like that's just how I learn. But I never go back and read my notes. Like it's I'm writing it down because it just is easier for me to remember if I write it down. But also like I write it down so I can go back and check it and things like that. But I highlighted a lot of stuff in that book, so
exactly. No,
I'll have to go back and actually read it again.
Yeah, but thank you guys so much for your time. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys to death. And that's gonna be the temple mantra. That thing I say at the end. Let's see if wifey remembers it this time. We had to try to say it last time, and you didn't. You were like,
That's so many words.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it means it holds a lot, and it's crazy that all the things that we're talking about with mental health kind of goes with all those things that I say too.
Yeah.
So it means something. I didn't just say it just because I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Let's see if you got it.
I know. Stay blessed. Don't be stressed. You can control.
Golly, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again.
You can't control something.
I'm gonna do it again.
But you can control your.
So
actions.
Stay blessed. Don't be stressed. Get some rest. Hydrate yourself. Protect your peace and mind your mental. And you can't control what happens in the world, but you can control how you operate in it.
That's
so
what I
be
said.
mindful of everything you say and do. And make it a mission to make somebody smile every day because it'll have a positive mental effect on you and them.
I said that.
That's definitely not what you said. You were like, stay blessed, go eat aloe, and all this weird. I don't know what you said.
Go look at plants.
Go look at plants. You know what I'm saying?
Touch soil.
Just lay down in the garden under a rose. Just stare at its stem. You know what I mean? It sounds crazy.
It's not touch grass anymore. It's go touch soil.
Yeah. Yeah, don't touch grass. Go tickle soil.
No.
What? You can't tickle soil?
No, you tickle the roots.
Hey, yo. Wait, you can't say it like that. You're just talking about love language. You're giving a teaser. Like, golly, bro. All right, we're going to end this, man. It's getting crazy. I love you guys to death. Thank you guys so much for your time and support. We appreciate you guys. Episode 2. This is episode 2 of the Mental Health Matters podcast, and we talk about manifesting energy and positivity into your life, man. It's your boy, Tetsu.
And wifey?
And wifey for now. We're working on her name. Somebody said the Temple Empress.
Oh, yeah, Temple Empress.
Temple
I like that.
Empress. But in here, you'll be wifey, a.k.a. Kindred, a.k.a.
My mantra is going to be stay true to yourself and touch soil. Peace.
All right, guys. Love y'all. Take care, y'all. We'll catch you guys. Peace.